What I think is that today there is too much a career focus on the concept of network. It becomes almost a burden that suffocates people.
Yeah.
And I think that each person, each individual has a great story behind them, and we should try to valorize as much as possible their story.
Hello， 大家好，我们现在在罗马一个非常美丽的天台上，这里其实在后面能够看到很多罗马标志性的建筑。然后今天非常高兴，请到 Lorenzo 和我们坐在一起聊聊天。他其实还有另外一个名字叫师傅，师傅，今天刚下班，非常感谢你那么匆忙的跑过来。
谢谢啊。
那你要不你先来自我介绍一下？
好，我叫 Lorenzo， 我中文名字是狄仁泽。
所以你不叫师傅
是师傅，是我的真的中文名字是狄仁泽。我知道我的中文名字。狄仁杰吗？狄仁，这个是我的。大家说我的中文名字真的像狄仁杰，这个著名的中国侦探，对吗？
对，真的。
但是我的名字不是狄仁杰，是狄仁泽。狄仁泽，对。另外我的工作不是侦探。那从头来说，我在罗马的一个国际理科高中学习，在这个高中里面有一个通识课堂，那里我学习中国语言和文化，那我们每年会去中国左右3周，然后呢，我高中第4年我去过在上海，怎么说呢是华师范大学，华东师范大学，学了6个月，然后你知道我也参加了汉语小比赛，
你也参加汉语小？
对。上
一期我们上回书说到，陈老师在10年里面交出了6个汉语小冠军，所以你是第2个。对，
我是第2个，真的是第2个。我说实话，我参加了2次，第一次我只是观摩，第二次我参加了比赛，对我得了全世界个人第2等奖。
哦，全世界个人2等奖。
对，2等奖。
他是青科，
他是狄仁泽，
我们来自永恒之城
罗马，
真的勇士
就在这里。
因为本来会说的汉语说的更好，现在不会了。对，说实话是已经过了5年多没有说过汉语，所以
5年都没有说汉语了。
这个是我第1次。
真的吗？
是啊。
为了我们的这个节目，又开始说汉语了。
然后呢，毕业了以后，我在米兰伯克利大学学了国际经济和金融。然后在伯克利大学和伦敦的 London School of Economics，学习了国际政治。现在我在这个美丽的城市罗马工作，我帮助公共竞争，更加高效他们的digital 和sustainable processes。
OK。
对，我是一个怎么说的 consulting
是做咨询行业的。对，咨询，我也是。
我知道。
在 Deloitte 是吗？
不是，是EY。对，所以现在我回了罗马。
OK， 好，那我想问你，为什么叫师傅？刚刚还没说到为什么叫师傅。
这个每一次人问我这个问题，我有一点尴尬，因为这个师傅的绰号，这是一个绰号对吗？这个绰号的故事比较好玩，我觉得，尽管这个绰号对我的性格比较合适，那为什么大家叫我师傅呢？因为我们高中的时候，我们春节的时候，我们会总是会安排一个演出，
春节联欢晚会。对。
那一次我们表演了这个《西游记》的故事，那个孙悟空3打白骨精，对，那我代言了这个孙悟空的师傅唐僧，那从此大家会叫我师傅，
师傅，
对，但是我也觉得，因为我从小从事是一个比较成熟的人，
你的性格比较成熟，
对，也如果是需要那个建议的话，我会提供建议，这是为这个原因和因为我表演了这个《西游记》的演出，那大家开始叫我师傅。
哇 ，OK， 师傅，你喜欢这外号吗？
喜欢。
你喜欢？
这个问题是我喜欢这个
对这个绰号，
我喜欢。
你喜欢这个绰号，觉得跟你这个人设非常符合。
对。
师傅，那你现在是在做 consulting？
对。
你一直都想做 consulting 吗？就你怎么 end up in this industry？
说实话 ，consulting 不是我的梦想，但是我觉得我的梦想是帮助我的城市和国家更快的发展和增长。那我觉得 consulting 可能是一个只会帮助你国家做这样的发展。
你觉得开心吗？做 consulting？What's your challenges?
So far it's good. I mean, it's we all know that it's a tough daily routine, and perhaps daily schedule are quite busy and quite intense. But in a very short time frame, you can get a lot of experiences. You try different projects. It's very stimulating. So. I think it's a good stepping stone for everyone at a young age.
Yeah. But actually, for people who are doing consulting as their first job, a lot of people say that they're just gonna do it for a couple of years and then they will jump to other places. Is that also the same kind of thinking for you behind?
Well, I mean, it depends on what is your life goal and what is your objective. It's always hard to define what exactly it is, also for me. And I think, as I told you before, I think it's a good gym. It's a good training environment for yourself, for your career, and at a certain point of your life, perhaps you can put forward some other priorities and make different choices. But so far, I see myself in consulting, and I like doing it because I see the impact of what I'm doing. I see that I'm making processes, the public services more efficient, more sustainable, and so it's like an investment for the future, for me, for my country. So I like it so far, and let's see how it goes in the future.
How is consulting, like a private sector job, linked with serving your country and society?
Because I work for the public sector. That's how.
Oh, so you're doing consulting for public
for
sector.
The public sector.
So the public sector is the client.
Yes. So that's what I meant when I said we try to make public administration services more efficient and more digital. And that's, especially in the European countries, one of the main priorities so far.
So you know, our channel is all about like exploring very cool rooftop and then asking people about their dreams. 我是想问你的梦想是什么？但你说了是就是想为你的城市、为你的国家服务，就是你有一些更加具体的目标吗？就是 What's your aspiration at this moment？
除了这个梦想，还是
就是为了你的这个梦想。
对，一个很难的问题啊。我还不知道通过哪个职业我会得到这个目标。但是我很努力的正在支持这个梦想。As I told before, it's a really tough question, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to learn as much as possible, develop the competences necessary, perhaps to start a career in related to politics and economics, and contribute perhaps to the political and economic system of the country. So that's why I told you that consulting could be a good working environment so far, because you can work in the private sector but at the same time work with the public sector, so get an expertise of both faces of the coin. So
师傅 I know that actually you also have an initiative that you're working on. Do you want to share more about that?
Yeah, in the meanwhile, while we try to work and manage also our personal life, I've started together with other international Italian people, a networking project, which is called Global Youth Network. And this is a community-based network made of people with an international background and global mentality. So we are a facilitator of connection. We are a facilitator of connection amongst likely-minded individuals that want to have a greater impact on the country. And that is done through personal interviews, as you do in your channel, through events, through social networking aperitivos that we do in Italy. What I think is that today there is too much a career focus on the concept of networking. It becomes almost a burden that suffocates people, and especially amongst the highly educated individuals or the people that are likely to attend a highly competitive environment or top-level universities. It's almost an imperative to develop a network that The focus is too much on the career side, and I think that each person, each individual has a great story behind them, and we should try to valorize as much as possible their story. Because if we think about it, humans are social individuals that learn through experience, through imitation, through listening. So what could better enhance their learning process or their growing process rather than meeting with other people and learning from their stories? What is life about? What should they do? So the main reason why I tried to bring forward this project was because I wanted to learn from the others. What were their experiences? And what was
So you're basically trying to curate a global youth network that is based in here, Rome.
It's not geographically based. Because as a globally, I would say, with an individual with a global mentality and with a global background, it would be a limitation to geographically base it in Italy. It can be started among individuals who are mainly based in Italy, but the ambition is to bring it as abroad as possible. And we already have a couple of members who are in European countries, and we're looking to expand it as much as possible in the whole world.
You are very welcomed in Hong Kong, for instance.
Of course.
Everyone watching this video, you can join the Shifu's Global Youth Network if you want to kind of meet more internationally minded people, etc. Interesting.
And also, if you want to have a nice visit in Rome.
Like for you personally, can you share kind of a story or experience why networks matters to you so much? Like how did it help you or interact with your personal life trajectory? Because I'm really curious about how and why you would love to bring forward such an initiative with such a focus on network.
Sure. Apart from the career side, I do want to focus on that. I think the first things that comes to my mind is a close friend of mine who is from. He is from Geneva, he's from Switzerland.
Geneva.
Yeah, and he was working in consulting as well. And at a certain point, he decided to stop his internship that he was doing there and decided to go for a solo trip and climb the Everest mountain. I'm not a fan of climbing at all. I love skiing, I love mountains, but I've never done it. And but through his experience, through his trip, 2 months trip in Nepal, he first did a month of volunteering work. He helped building houses for people, for locals that were living there. And then he decided to start his solo trip by climbing the Everest mountain. And through his trip, I got first of all a new perspective about what a solo trip could be and how important it could be also for your personal growth. Have some time, reflect about yourself, meditate perhaps. It could be important. He also taught me about trying to overcome your fears and limits because he told me about when he was almost at the base camp on Mount Everest, which is around 5,000 meters high. He had a panic attack and he was about to go back and renounce his dream that was actually climbing, reaching the base camp at Mount Everest. So then he stopped, he took a breath, and then after a while he regained the strength to reach the base camp. So I think that's an inspiring experience.
Yeah. So you're saying that this friend's very inspiring story helped you change your mindset.
And it opened a new perspective inside my view of the world, and that was only one example, but this kind of moments and experiences which are done through the people that you meet. Yeah, so I think that's the power of the network. I lived through the experience of another person who's a micro universe, who's a book full of stories that I couldn't live without it.
Can I ask a very sharp question?
Yeah.
Because like if your goal is to gather those globally minded people, I feel like those people, they already have their own resource. They are already well connected with people from other places of the world. Why they need you to bring them together?
I'm gonna reply with another question. I feel enriched by knowing you, even though I have my own network. Do you feel the same? In the sense that we all have our personal networks and we all have our personal stories and background, but before knowing you, I didn't know that it was possible perhaps to do this series and to see Rome under this perspective. I was leaving it as a local citizen, but now I've done something new that has enriched me, and I further reuse my Chinese after 5 years. So I think that's one reason why we should always be welcome to know other people in a larger network, a larger perspective. Then, if these people have also a common mission and perhaps vision of the world and want to also not only contribute to their personal growth, but also contribute to the development of society, that's a further ideological value and reason why they should be together and they can meet among each other.
Okay, that kind of convinced me. And I really wish all the best to your initiative. I hope more and more people will see this video or will see your initiative, see your work, and maybe join force together.
Thank you.
Well, last question. A question that I end every video with. 最后一个问题，我想问，对于你来讲，跟梦想这个词最贴近的一个地方是哪里？一个城市、一个国家、一个公园、
一个天台。
一个天台。
I'm gonna use English again so that it's gonna be easier. If I had to choose, I would say Rome. I would say Rome, simply for what it was and for what I would like it to be.
The eternal city.
Yeah, the eternal city. 永恒之城，对吗？
永恒之城。
I don't like to geographically locate my dreams in a specific city, but I think that Rome could be a good representation of what a city that somehow preserves its historical roots and heritage could be, but also a city that somehow should evolve and transform to the new needs of the country of the century. That could be a metaphor to each of us, to each individual, to each person. Preserve its personal characteristics, but at the same time be always flexible to evolve and adapt to what life brings forward.
Thank you so much. That's very inspiring, and that adds to another layer of my fondness to Rome. Okay, and well, so that comes to the end of this episode. This is actually the first time that I use English to shoot at least part of the video. If you like it, like this video and leave your comment. Also follow the page and also tell us if you want to watch more video like this in other languages. So that's it. See you.
Thank you. Bye. It is somehow useful for their career goals, but
yeah, they show the
we also have
agreements.
seagulls in Rome.
Seagulls agree with you.
They